Yo, what up, YouTube? I'm Phono Gray. How the fuck y'all niggas doing? How y'all bumming? Hope y'all good. Hope y'all having a nice ass day today. You feel me? Now check me out. We got my boy Visual Ventures, the internet's most unsettling websites. Now, I've been on some. Oh, I have it. I've been on. I done accidentally been on like questionable fucking websites, like accidentally. You feel me? Yes. Hi YouTube. I'm Phono Gray. You feel me? But yeah, shout my nigga Visual Ventures. Let's let's get to like, view, and subscribe. Follow your boy Twitch, Tynowolf, all that good shit. I love you. Show love. I'm gonna show love back. TW4L. Let's get it.
Those who contacted the brick and mortar location in Panama City, Florida, report having been cautioned by the employees to stay away from the website.
Well, yes, friends. Disturbingly, there is a website dedicated.
Oh yeah, I heard about this website. I never went on it, but I heard. There's chat. Y'all know there's a. I don't know if this still exists, but there was a website, or there is a website that you could literally. PS5 called Spider-Man 2, the Amazing Spider-Man 2. There's literally a website that you can hear people's last words on planes before the plane crashed. I'm not even fucking playing. I don't know if the website still exists, like I said, but there's a website where you can hear that type of shit. It's fucking crazy.
To sharing the MP3s and transcripts of the very moments leading up to plane crashes.
Few websites rival Yvette's Bridal Formal in terms of sheer strangeness.
There is a new site that's getting a lot of attention. It's a bit creepy.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
You might have heard the saying that the internet is an iceberg. Right now, as you're watching this video, you're using the surface web. This includes all the common sites like YouTube and Google. The surface web only makes up 5% of what is actually on the internet. And while you may have heard horror stories about the rest of the 95% in the dark web, there's still plenty of unsettling websites that you can find using your regular browser. That is, if you look for them. So I want to clarify that these are probably the most disturbing sites that YouTube would probably allow me to talk about. We start off light, and as we dive deeper into the video, these websites get more and more unsettling, and I hope you guys have an absolute marvelous week. All right, let's dive in. Pointer. In our modern world, we're used to AI being everywhere. We get directions from Siri and write our essays using ChatGPT. It seems like this advanced level of technology has become an important part of our day-to-day lives. Is this a good thing? Pointer is a website that you can find yourself playing with for hours. The concept is really simple. You move your cursor to anywhere you want on your screen. Then the website will refresh and show you a picture of someone pointing their fingers to exactly where your cursor is. It doesn't matter if it's the center of the screen, the bottom, or in the corner. Pointer will find a picture of someone pointing in that area. Pointer is not a secret. The site has been around for years now, and plenty of people have used it when they're bored, or even as content on YouTube.
My challenge today is to find basically an image of a drunk girl pointing at my pointer.
You might be asking, how is this unsettling? Well, the site might not be as lighthearted as it seems. It seems like just some harmless fun and an easy way to pass the time, right? Well, to find the right pictures, the website needs to track your cursor to know where the finger needs to point. That means it's watching exactly what you're doing on the web page, where your mouse is moving, and any other browser activity that's going on while you're on the site. In our modern digital world, we're so used to these advanced AI tools that we forget they use machine learning. These tools monitor our online activity to learn how to respond to them. Everything you write, say, or do, they remember. At least with Pointer, you know what you're signing up for. When you open the site, it gives you instructions like please move your pointer, or finding pointer, please hold still. They make it clear to anyone visiting that your cursor is being tracked. And in this case, your online activity is only being used for a fun little game. But that doesn't mean that all sites like this are safe. Research shows that over 90% of people accept terms and conditions without even reading them. That means that they can be agreeing to terms that they don't actually understand, and Pointer is no exception. What happens when another site pops up that claims to be like Pointer, but is actually just a front to get you to give them your personal internet data? The creepy part about Pointer isn't actually the website itself, but instead it's the fact that we're so willing to just let random sites track our online activity so easily. We rarely second guess the real intentions behind websites that are made for fun, which can be dangerous if we're unlucky enough to click the wrong link. But in the grand scheme of freaky websites, this is pretty light. But this next site may make you ask big questions about the universe you didn't know you had. The simulation argument.
Either we're going to create simulations that are indistinguishable from reality or civilization will cease to
Twitter,
exist.
Elon Musk once expressed a belief that we could be living in a simulation. And once you explore this site, you might not be able to pull yourself away. Simulationargument.com is a website that's pretty straightforward. When you first land on the page, you'll find everything laid out for you in a simple and easy to read way.
If I'm living in a simulation, can somebody please restart my life, or fucking can they fucking go get me some fucking currency, whoever controlling me? Like, goddamn, folk, power me up, like, you bitch ass lame ass nigga. Whoever control me, lame as hell.
There are no tabs you click on or web pages to navigate to. Everything you need is all on this one scrollable page. All the papers can be read via your browser, and you can watch all of the linked videos on the website itself through a YouTube player. There's also a 16-question FAQ with linked references to back up any claims they make. Okay, so there's a ton of research and lots more text. But what's all this information really about? Well, Simulation Argument is a site that compiles a bunch of research papers, scientific studies, articles, and other information sources that claim that the world we live in is nothing more than a simulation. The whole idea that life is a simulation isn't just something that is pushed by conspiracy theorists. The internet has talked time and time again about real-life glitches in the Matrix.
Feeling great, I feel nervous, a little bit overwhelmed. I feel a little shaky, I don't know what's wrong with me. No, but it's good, it's good.
There is a lot of memories today,
You know,
actually.
I just look at niggas like this, like they just NPCs. Like, it's just niggas that don't know what the fuck to do in front of cameras, so they be awkward as fuck, and they just do, and they end up being like this. They just NPCs.
Music history.
Blue! What the Yo, the sky is f***ing blue! I'm out here! And then it turned off!
It looks like a blackbird, but it's not moving.
I don't believe this theory, but supposedly every single thing written on this page is supported by research and data. When you combine all of Simulation Argument's scientific research with what we see in the media, it might make some people second guess things they never thought about before. Now, this next website is pretty eerie, because if you really want to question what's real and what's fake, there's no better site to visit than thispersondoesnotexist.com. This person does not exist. As our world increasingly revolves around the internet, it's important to keep our data safe. I mean, just try Googling yourself. I did this about a year ago, and on the first page of Google, my address was there for everyone to see. That's because data brokers collect and post your information online. Obviously, I wanted mine gone. So I went to these terrible websites and requested that my information be removed. Problem is, after hours of doing this, I only hit a few sites. Turns out there are hundreds of them. I'm thankful for this video sponsor, Aura, because they submit these requests for you. But Aura is way more than just that. It's basically adventure, or click my link in the description below. Right away, you can check your credit report, remove your personal information from the web, and you can actually see what I'm talking about when I say that Aura is the ultimate online security hub. If you're worried about your personal information being stolen, which I know I am, Aura is for you. Have you ever seen a face so familiar to you, but you can't remember where you've seen them before? Maybe you've run into them at a mall or had a class with them, but what if you felt that familiar feeling for a person that isn't even real? Welcome to thispersondoesnotexist.com, the website dedicated to showing you a new face every time you refresh the page. There's not much else you can do on the site aside from staring back at the person in front of you, but if you take a closer look, you might start to feel a little uncomfortable. Because although all of these faces look like anyone you could see on the street, none of them actually belong to real people. Like the name suggests, these people do not exist.
That's not a real person. It's created by something called GAN, or G-A-N, which is, you can see down here, is a generative adversarial network. So an AI made this face.
The website has a program that uses pictures of real people it finds online and takes all of their facial features and mashes them up into a brand new face that no one has ever seen before. But all of these faces still look strangely familiar because they have features of actual people.
They'll take someone's eyes, someone's nose, someone's mouth, cheeks, hair, wrinkles, and it'll mix it all up and create this new person that looks like a real person but doesn't exist in real life because it's just made up of everyone else's different
I'm
facial.
pretty sure I could find a bitch that looks just like this though. Like, okay, cool, the person don't exist. That's okay, I get that. But I'm pretty sure I could go find a white woman that looks just like this right now. Like, cool. See what I'm saying?
features.
And the strange feeling you get, it's probably uncanny valley. It's an emotional response that you get from looking at faces that you know are fake, but look almost identical to a real person, which makes you feel uneasy. But the uncanny valley isn't even the scariest part, because the reality is that AI programs like GAN are just the beginning of a technology-dominated world that people aren't ready for. In an interview with Philip Wang, the creator of the website, he revealed that the site was created as a sort of warning about the dangers of AI. He explains, "I just hope my demonstration raises awareness. Those who are unaware are most vulnerable to this technology. The benefits of AI are undeniable. It's made everyday online tasks easier to handle. I personally use ChatGPT to help me out a lot. But there are also some serious potential risks. With generative AI being more accessible, there's no telling what could be done if this technology falls into the wrong hands. Catfishing, scamming, the list goes on. And in the line between what's real and what's fake, it's only going to blur even more as these images become more lifelike." But at least these faces aren't generated out of thin air. They use other people's features. But the man in this next chapter has no connection to an actual person. You've seen this man in your dreams. The human brain is incapable of making up a new face. We don't have the skills to mix and match people's facial features like AI can. So every face in your dreams is one that you've actually seen before. At least that's what science tells us. But if so, how does this website and its origin story make any sense? This man...
that stupid ass like picture of that nigga. Have you seen? No, nigga, I've never seen that nigga before a day in my life.
.org is a community site meant for those who have seen this man in their dreams.
No,
and if you haven't seen his face before, let me tell you who he is. This man first appeared in January of 2006 when a New York psychiatrist patient drew his face on a piece of paper, claiming that she's seen him in her dreams. But the weird part is, she swears that she's never interacted with a man like this in her life. The patient had said that whenever she's been struggling and in need of advice, this man would show up and help her out. The psychiatrist, who didn't think too much of it, just left the picture on his desk. Days later, another patient comes in and says that he also recognizes that face. And just like the first person, he claims that he's never met anyone like him in real life, but the man also had visited him in his dreams before. Confused and probably a bit freaked out, the psychiatrist sends this drawing to a few of his colleagues that also have patients with recurring dreams. It only takes a few months for 4 patients to come forward saying they've also seen this face before. All of these patients have referred to him as this man. News spread like wildfire about this mysterious person that visits people in their time of need through their dreams. And since his face first became known in 2006, there have been over 8,000 people around the world who have also said they've seen this man before. The story first became popular in January of 2015 with Vice posting a story about it, which went completely viral. With so much online attention, it's no surprise that people were on the hunt to find out who this man really is. Since science believes that the human brain can't make up new faces, this man has to exist, right? But to this day, no living person has ever been found to have this face. So who is this man? You'll find the answers on this website. Thisman.org is a community site meant to help those who have seen this man in their dreams and to foster communication among them. And it's been the go-to source of information for anything related to this man. As you dive deeper into the website, you'll find pages of theories and news articles about this man and his existence. You're even able to contact the site's creators through an email address. But just as quickly as this story blew up, it fizzled out just as fast. Although the number of people who have claimed to see this man in their dreams was increasing, the origin story's credibility was collapsing. Vice soon posted another article titled, "We Just Got Hoaxed, the real story about this man dream face." The article exposed the entire This Man origin story as nothing but a mass marketing hoax. This man was the invention of Andrea Natella, the owner of the company Gariglia Marketing. He specializes in creating fine-tuned hoaxes and was the mastermind behind this story that took the world by storm. Andrea and his team at Gariglia Marketing have one catchphrase: screw the market to get into it, and they stay true to their word, because Gariglia Marketing has a history of using questionable marketing tactics, which includes faking news stories to bring attention to their brand. And when the internet found out that he was the owner of thisman.org, they knew that this was all just one of his many marketing hoaxes. You see, the Guerriglia marketing team makes their intentions clear the moment you land on their company website. They like to create hoaxes, aka fake stories, and spread them around the internet just to see how viral it can get. And this man was their passion project that struck gold. So the real disturbing part about thisman.org, just how easily people fell for it, and how they continued to build up the hoax by hopping on the trend. Now, this man may not be real, but the people on our next site definitely are, but it makes their lives and even deaths seem insignificant. You're just a dot on a screen. In the grand scheme of things, we're all just a tiny part of a much bigger picture. And if you ever find yourself forgetting that, you might want to check out this website, which is as depressing as it is eerie. Worldbirths.com is a website that simulates the real-time births and passings of people around the world.
I've been on that site before. I think I've been on something like that before.
With a green dot representing a life starting and a red dot representing a life ending. It's easy to lose track of time just by watching the dots rapidly appear and disappear on different parts of the map. On the left side of the page is a green births column, which is a live feed of all the births happening around the world. Each entry shows which country the birth is from, the total population of the country, and the city. On the right, there's a similar red column, which represents the passings. At the top of the screen, you also see which countries have the most green dots and which have the most red ones. The site itself doesn't really have anything scary on it, but what can be uncomfortable?
What's scary about it? I mean, yeah, people live and die every day. Like, as I'm streaming, people are dying and being born right now. What's scary?
Is when you realize that all these people's lives have been reduced to nothing more than a colored dot on your computer screen.
Ooh, scary.
According to the US population census, a person lives their last day every 11 seconds, which really makes you think, am I nothing more than just a statistic? Because even though we all have families, loved ones, and stories to tell, on this website, we end up as nothing more than a dot on someone else's screen. The misleading website. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you see this webpage? With its neon colors, random pictures, and countless links, this looks kinda like a virus, right? Well, you'll never be able to guess what this website is actually for. This site is called Yvette's Bridal Formal, and it's a website advertising a bridal shop in Panama City, Florida. But you can't really tell from the site itself. Aside from one photo of a woman in a dress, there's not much else that will make you think bridal shop. Before we talk about this site more, be warned. If you do end up going on the site yourself, a MIDI file will be downloaded onto your computer. Reddit sources have said that this is nothing more than a music file that's used to automatically play a song on older systems but doesn't work anymore. As you scroll down the page, you'll start seeing a few more pictures of the actual shop surrounded by even more links. And at first glance, it just seems like a horribly designed site with too many things going on at once. In fact, it's so badly designed that Redditors have even said that your retinas will attempt to detach themselves in horror just by looking at it. But when you put all the design flaws aside and you start to take a closer look, you'll start to notice some bizarre things. One of these links in particular says psychological thriller, please click here. If you do end up clicking on it, you're going to be greeted by this disturbing drawing of a woman pulling at her hair, clearly in some state of distress. There are big bold letters at the bottom of the picture that says Salem Witch Trials. As you read through all the text, you'll start to realize that the text clearly has nothing to do with the bridal shop, but instead the webpage seems to be a compilation of a bunch of different conspiracies. This particular page dives into the Salem witch trials, the government, and even wild theories about the Easter Bunny. On the right, there's a collection of more links, all with the signature, please click here. Everything is written out like it's someone's rambling. Some of it is hard to understand, and there are a ton of run-on sentences. It's as if Yvette or whoever actually runs the site is just putting all their unfiltered thoughts into words. If you scroll down further, things seem to get more unhinged. The drawing of the woman starts to repeat itself, with new pictures being thrown in every once in a while. All of these pictures are hand-drawn and black and white, and all pretty ghastly to look at. Most pages that you can visit on the site all follow this sort of format. Strange pictures repeat in the background with blocks of text detailing conspiracy theories covering the entire page. And it seems like the rabbit hole that you can go down on Yvette's Bridal Formal is endless. That's because it is. Each page has a long list of links that lead you further and further into this site. No two people will have the same experience on the site because there are so many different pages to explore, with even the home links leading to unique home pages that are different from the first one that you see when you enter the site. So here's the million-dollar question. What does all of this have to do with the bridal shop? The truth is absolutely nothing. Some visitors of the site have gone as far as to contact the actual store in Panama City, Florida about the bizarre website. And here's what employees had to say about it.
Those who contacted the brick-and-mortar location in Panama City, Florida, report having been cautioned by the employees to stay away from the website, as it is not in any way representative of the business.
If the site has no association with the actual Yvette's Bridal Shop, then what's the purpose of it? We might never know, because the original Yvette's Bridal Shop website shut down in 2012. It hasn't been updated in over 11 years. While the true purpose behind the site's creation may remain a mystery, it won't stop curious minds from continuing to explore it. And while Yvette's Bridal Shop seems like an online journal for one person's twisted mind, Ted's Caving Journal is an actual digital record of a man's journey into the abyss. Literally, Ted's Caving Journal. If you're looking for something to keep you up at night, there's no shortage of horror stories on the internet, but there aren't many that keep you on the edge of your seat like Ted's Caving Journal does. Ted's Caving Journal is a gripping narrative of a man named Ted and his friend B as they embark on an exploration into a cave. Every word seemed to pull you deeper into the story, immersing you into the darkness of the caves as these two men explored, and making you feel like you also felt the same fear that they felt. When the journal entries first went live, thousands of readers visited the page every week in hopes of finding a new part waiting for them. Each journal entry had pictures attached, which only further increased the creep factor of the story. The story became so famous that many have credited it as one of the first internet creepypastas, inspiring an entire new wave of horror fiction online. Yes, fiction, but even though the story's been confirmed as nothing more than just good writing, that doesn't make it any less terrifying. The storytelling is so immersive that you can't help but feel uneasy as if it might actually be true. The pictures set the scene perfectly, making you feel that same sort of claustrophobia that Ted and B felt when exploring the depths of the cave. And what's interesting is that the story has no ending. The author fell off the face of the earth before completing the journal. With no one knowing the real identity of the writer, the ending of Ted's Caving Journal will forever remain a mystery and a legend in the world of creepypastas. But while Ted's Caving Journal may be a fictional depiction of creepy events, this last website is a real-life compilation of terrifying, true tragedy, so visit it with caution. Last words.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. This site. I've never been on it, but like I know about this site though. Literally people's last words before the plane crash. It's crazy.
There's nothing more heartbreaking than hearing someone's final words. Witnessing those final moments of life is something you can never forget, and this website is a compilation of them. Planecrashinfo.com is a website focused on documenting the latest plane crashes from around the world. And at first glance, it just seems like a complete info dump of all the crash events. To navigate the site, you can go through any of the categories at the top to find what you're looking for. The homepage shows all of the recent events that happened with records of each incident's date, location, operator, and other details. There's also a photo attached to each entry which shows the amount of damage the plane went through on impact. At the top of the page, there's a bunch of links. There's a database containing key information on documented impacts. There's also tabs like accidents by category, statistics, and accident history. All of this seems like pretty standard stuff from an informative educational website.
Hey, Chad,
but there's one tab that sends
website?
chills down your spine. It's called
last
Last Words, and by the sound of it, you can probably guess what that page is for. When you click on the link, you're brought to a dark page with bright text. The title reads Last Words, cockpit voice recordings, transcripts, air control traffic tapes. These are definitely not for the faint of heart. That's because these aren't reenactments or actors playing roles. These are real life recordings and heartbreaking final messages. What makes the site so striking is that these last words weren't meant for our ears, and yet they're here on this page available to everyone. These websites are just a small glimpse of the vast and unpredictable internet, reminding us of the unsettling things that we might come across. Exploring the unseen corners of the web can be risky. We never really know what we might find when we surf online, so it's important to stay safe and help our friends and family do the same. Because with great connectivity comes great responsibility. Visual Venture. Wait, before you go, click this playlist to watch my videos about the dark corners of the internet, because the algorithm will promote my channel more if you guys watch multiple videos. Please have an absolutely wonderful day. Peace.
Yeah, man. Shout my nigga Visual Ventures, shorty. Man, that's crazy. I did like to think he never just quote Spider. He did he? To think there's really a site where you can hear people's last words is crazy. That's like really crazy to me to think there's really a site like that, you know? You can hear people's last words. Oh no, man. Oh no. Should be crazy though. Should be crazy though. Should be real fucking crazy. I don't know, man. But WVID though, WVID.